For me, it's a little nerve-wracking when you post a video, especially if you're trying to put yourself out there, you're out of your comfort zone. You already feel like nobody really is gonna care about your video, and it feels very egotistical. This is the path I chose to go down, so I'm taking my shot. I mean, I'm gonna spit my 2 cents out there and see if anyone does care. But I posted this video, it was about 3 months ago, and the very first comment within 5 minutes of posting the video was, "Nobody cares." And I'm like, bro, that is so much negative energy to shoot at somebody that's out there taking their shot. Basically, that person was echoing my inner voice, because that's what I'm saying to myself every time I make a video is, dude, nobody cares about your spiel or your shit or your opinion or whether you succeeded or failed. But that's the voice you have to ignore. If you want to be a content creator, you have to ignore that voice and shotgun a bunch of crap out there that nobody may care about until finally you actually do something special, do something that's important. Share something that made you vulnerable, that actually inspires someone else and changes somebody else's life. Anyways, I just thought it was funny. And so I never delete my negative comments unless they're like picking on somebody else in the comments or racist or something like that. So I just leave all the comments, negative and positive. I never talk trash to people that leave comments. If they leave a negative comment, I'll come back with something positive or add more information to the conversation, unless it's one of my buddies. Like my buddy left a comment on one of my videos that somebody I actually know. And so I talk trash back to him in the comments. So if you ever see me talking trash in the comments, it's because I know the person. So there's these people out there on YouTube now that make a living just arguing and debating their side. And there's nothing more boring or just kind of gross than somebody that just argues every point to win that point, as if winning every single point is the goal of a debate. You should start out a debate aggressively seeking common ground. The first step should be to figure out what it is that you both agree on. There's something that happens when another person that you're disagreeing with realizes that you have something in common and that you recognize that you're not just trying to win the argument on verbal exercises or being a little bit quicker or a little bit more aggressive in the way you talk, or even just spitting out more facts than they happen to have, but you're listening to what they say, and then you're finding common ground and then disputing the actual thing that's important, the part that you guys both disagree on. And filtering out the thing that you disagree on is kind of the most interesting part of any conversation. And the way that you do that is you find that commman ground, and then it makes glaringly clear the things that you do disagree on, and then you can start to figure out why. Like what does that mean? Just disagreeing and arguing for the sake of trying to win the fight. That's so boring. It's lame. What is the benefit of an argument or of a disagreement? I'm looking for something interesting. I'm looking for, why is this person so passionate about this topic? What is it that makes them feel this way? I want to understand that person a little bit better, and I want to understand their why behind what they believe. Having a good conversation where you disagree with somebody, but both of you are open to having your opinion changed if you hear something interesting or good information or just learning, that's a conversation I want to participate in. There's a huge difference in working 40 hours a week and being able to have a nice house, a nice car, and go on vacations with your family, versus working 40 hours a week just to barely be able to scrape by and pay rent and possibly pay a lease or have an old car that's breaking down, no money in your savings account, and never being able to go on vacation. I've spent some of my life in that situation where I was grinding. I put in my time. I was never late, but with rent, car payment, bills, beer, my leftover cash left me very little in my savings account. I would struggle all year so that I could buy any nice things I wanted at the end of the year with my tax return. You'd get your tax return and then you'd go out and get your new computer, take a vacation. Everyone deserves, it just seems like when people tell you, I used to fall no, I'm not gonna say it, never mind. I get all my news from TikTok. I basically stopped watching all news and I just get all my news from TikTok now. And the reason being is, You're getting information from other people, not necessarily reporters, just other people that are sharing things that they saw and what they thought about it. It is so much more interesting, and I feel like you get such a more honest telling of the story. And some of my friends didn't want to get on TikTok because they felt like it's not an American company. And I'm trying to convince one of my best friends that he needs to get on TikTok because it is probably one of the most free sources of information out there. Even though it's not an American company, they don't care about controlling the narrative. If anything, they might want to let the narrative fly. They want to let the narrative out of the bag. Whereas some of the American control companies may want to control that narrative. If you just watch TikTok and you get some news off TikTok, you can see and hear a difference. It's huge. That's my hot take of the night. Garage Sessions, day 5. That's a wrap. Keep grinding. More cool stuff to come. Peace.
1, 2, 3. Your winner is the red corner.